Thank you for having me here. We are cautiously watching and observing what Israel is doing. Israel has killed more than 80 Palestinians in Gaza since the announcement of the ceasefire deal, which reflects unserious commitment from Israel and lead us to have some skepticism about their intentions. After 15 months of obliteration, of destruction of Gaza and committing crimes against humanity that is unspeakable, that belongs to the Dark Ages. And Israel is still continuing in that, and despite all the efforts that have been done, thankfully, from Egypt and from the Arab world and from the United States, and the Trump administration pressure has played a main role in making Israel to go after this ceasefire deal. Regarding the ceasefire deal, we see that the ceasefire deal has left many questions unanswered. It has many ambiguous terms, and it leaves us without any certainty of Israel withdrawal from Gaza. It appears that the deal is mostly interested in prisoners swap. It has no political context, does not touch the key issues of the Palestinian cause, the the two-state solution, the establishment of the Palestinian state, the Jerusalem, the right of return. It has many fake terms about the Rafah crossing, about Netzarim corridor, and about the reconstruction of Gaza. Now, immediate ceasefire is Fattouh demand since October 8th, and any ceasefire is immediately needed now. But it have to be followed up by a serious discussion, by a serious international conference, by the international community, by the political powers in the world, and by the Arab world, and and PLO, of course, and the Fatah movement is leading that political horizon to put a sustainable solution, because this deal failed to put any sustainable peace and does put Israel accountable or hold it accountable from doing any.
Sir, sorry for interrupting you, but I would like to shed light on an important issue. So Israel has delayed a cabinet vote on the ceasefire in Gaza and the hostages swap agreement. Why do you think this happened?
Netanyahu is facing some opposition in his cabinet from Smotrich and Ben-Gvir, who do not want a ceasefire. They are hardcore, hardliners, religious Zionists who are after their crazy, mad idea of Greater Israel, which want to occupy the entirety of Gaza, the entirety of the West Bank, as well as parts from Egypt, from Iraq, from Jordan. So those are kind of, ultra-racist, extremist ministers in this government, this ultra-right, far-right government, unfortunately. Also, Netanyahu, I think deep inside, he does not want any ceasefire. Netanyahu looks at October 7th as the best opportunity for him to stay in power, to acquire more land, to massacre the Palestinian people, and to push toward, which is the most scary scheme, the displacement of the Palestinian people from Gaza to the Sinai Desert, which must be faced firmly from the international community. And we here admire the position of the Republic of Egypt under the President Sisi, who stopped these schemes from taking any effect, and the Arab world from Jordan, from Saudi Arabia, who made a huge diplomatic pressure over the United States, the international community, to stop any sort of these schemes. So Netanyahu is gonna try every effort to bring this deal down, and we are afraid that even if that deal will take place, that after phase one, he will continue to bombarding Gaza in phase two, because the deal does not have a clear term of stopping the war. It says about temporary cessation of military activities, which is a very big term, as well as in terms of the crossings, the Netzarim. It leaves many unanswered issues.
So speaking of the far-right government, how do you see the divisions within the Israeli government regarding the agreement and its impact on it?
I think the pressure from inside of the government of Netanyahu is not going to be too powerful to bring it into collapse or new elections. Many, even inside the government, are under pressure from the United States, and they would value the support of Trump rather than, standing in opposition for his demand for a ceasefire before his inauguration. And Trump is a firm president in his nature and does not like dealing with two faces. And the unpredictable president, I think Netanyahu would value pleasing Trump more than pleasing Smotrich and Ben-Gvir. And I believe even with the withdrawal of Smotrich or Ben-Gvir, it will not lead to losing the majority in the Israeli government.
In light of the threats by Smotrich and Ben-Gvir, do you think they would really resign from the government over this agreement?
We can't predict. We don't have any certainty whether they withdraw or not. I think those two fringe politicians who came to power by coincidence would love to remain in this chair of power as long as they can. And they are using their leverage just to extortion Netanyahu for more power and more position. So I don't believe they are going to withdraw from the government.
Lastly, sir, do you believe there will come a day where Israel will actually honor the ceasefire agreement without any violations?
Sorry, I didn't hear you very correctly.
Do you think there will come a day where Israel will actually honor the ceasefire agreement without any violations?
Without holding Israel accountable, without applying the international law, without a serious pressure, especially from the United States of America, to make Israel pay for their crimes against humanity. And in the occupation, Israel will continue to be committed to peace and committed to respecting human rights, continue its apartheid. Their project, their scheme has been public since before October 7th, but now the world sees it after October 7th. We have seen the Greater Israel maps. We have seen the Knesset issuing bills to torture prisoners. This mentality must be faced, must be confronted in the ICC, in the ICJ, in the international community. And we in Fattouh are going to continue prosecuting all those war criminals, Netanyahu, Gallant, in the International Court of Justice and the International Criminal Court until they take the justice that they deserve. And now is the world need to answer this question pretty clear. Do we really want peace and sustainable peace and stability in the region and in the European and the Mediterranean area? Then they need to answer the Palestinian demands. An independent Palestinian state with East Jerusalem as its capital, with the right of return of the refugee and the removal of all Israeli settlements. Without touching these key issues in the Palestinian cause, there will never be any peace or any progress. As long as there is occupation, it's naturally there's going to be violence.